This is the biggest, greenest bus garage in the UK. West Ham Bus Garage in East London took 4 years to build and will cut its carbon footprint by a third. Built as the first part of the Olympics legacy, the garage is designed to be green at every level. Its roof is made of sustainable wood and other materials. There's a huge 100 kilowatt wind turbine which generates 10% of the site's power. It even reuses its hot water to generate heat. And to top it all, it has a living roof made of moss. The garage cost £48 million to build, with 22 million of that coming from Transport for London. But is that money well spent in these tougher times?
We must look to improve air quality in London. We must look at the lack of pollution. We must look at lessening the CO2 footprint of our public transport system. Now that all has a business impact as well in terms of cost, and potentially also from the European Union. We're looking at significant fines to the UK and potentially London because of issues around air quality and CO2. So there is a business case that says investment should be made to deliver greener infrastructure, and this is an example of it.
The garage has room for 266 buses covering routes all over East London. Inside, it's equally green, with rainwater harvested for the toilets and skylights to allow natural cooling. The buses are maintained using equipment that uses less energy, and it generally feels cleaner and more eco-friendly, which is exactly what the architects had in mind.
The main spans, as you can see, are all the timber. That is carbon neutral, that element of the structure, because as I said earlier, the trees that are growing are actually offsetting all, if not adding to. The building isn't completely carbon neutral. There's lots of concrete on the floor, and there is some steelwork involved in it, but it's getting as near as it can. And we're actually exceeding it. It's about 27 to 30% offset of all the carbon that would have been used normally.
There are 2.2 billion bus journeys in London each year, and the capital's bus fleet is already the greenest in the UK. David Brown, in charge of surface transport for TfL, officially opened the garage, and he says West Ham is just the biggest example of a more sustainable approach to transport that's being phased in over the next decade.
So in every area we look at how we can actually improve our carbon footprint and make it sustainable. And in terms of buses, we're very committed to the hybrid bus development, where the hybrid buses will bring down a 30% reduction in emissions. But they're also quieter. They're actually better to drive, and they're much nicer from a customer point of view. So it brings in a lot of other attributes, not just about the CO2 emissions. If it was just doing that, it would be good, but it's doing a load of other things as well, which are also part of the environment.
West Ham Bus Garage may be the real symbol of sustainability for TfL, but it's not just the buildings they're changing their fleet as well. This is one of the new hybrid technology buses that TfL has launched. They have 50 in service, with another 50 planned by the end of the year. In general, transport in London is getting greener and cleaner, and the question is, how much more time will there be for the diesel bus? Sumit Bose, Energy Live News, West Ham.